Well, hello there, Tankers of the Blitz universe. I'm Flossie, and welcome back to video number 2 of the Unreal Engine test update. And as you saw by the first opening intro sequence of this video, converting your resources from what they were before into Commander XP books is a pain in the frickin' ass, man. Oh my god, it took me like half an hour to just do that. It was ridiculous. They need to add a slider to this or something so you can just convert everything at once, because that was absolutely ridiculous. But anyways, as I just mentioned, today's video we're going to be talking about commanders. Everything you need to know regarding the commanders, and some more update information on them specifically, which I will get into. So before I do get started, obviously make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Like I said in the previous video, it's a great way to not only support the channel, but stay up to date when I post more Unreal Engine content in the future. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's make our way over to where the commanders will live, which is obviously, seeing as you're on the home page of your garage right now, it's the farthest left tab in your garage for any of you who don't know yet. So now let's talk about upgrading your tank commanders. How do you upgrade them? Obviously, you saw the intro to my video. It was a painful grind to convert a lot of my resources over to be able to show you how to upgrade them. So let's go to level boost. And you can see here, of course, obviously Wargaming is going to try to make it so you can buy levels with gold, because why not monetize commanders, right guys? Very good stuff. But instead of spending gold, here is where you can take the currency that you converted over from your previous crew skills and use them on the new tank commanders. You can see there is actually a slider here for using them. So there's not a slider for buying these crew books, but there's one for using them. Very interesting stuff right there. But you can see I am able to completely level up my commander right here for 108 crew books. That is taking it from level 2 or level 1. I can't remember if I upgraded Duncan to level 2. I think I did. But it's going to take you about 108 crew books per tank commander, or at least for Duncan. Actually, I'm going to see what the other tank commanders are, but let's boost XP him to max level. So you can see here, now all of the white circles or white dashes are filled in, which means my tank commander is completely maxed out. Now, you can also see here, I'm not really sure why you can keep upgrading him if it's max level. It doesn't really make sense to me. Maybe they're going to add more tank commander levels in the future. I don't know, but let's take a look at Olivia now. Let's go over to our crew book here, and let's see how many of these things it'll take to upgrade her to level 30. I don't know why hers is level 30 and Duncan's is only level 20, but okay. Here you go. It's going to take 192 crew books to get her max level, and you get the kind of gist of how this works. I'm not going to go back into my transfer hub and do this whole stupid thing of manually claiming all of this stuff again, because this is going to take me literally years to do. A lot of the commanders, when they were first introduced and teased, they were really, really broken, like very overpowered in the statistics that they had. You can see here, each of the commanders, for any of you who don't know, have different statistics. You can see Duncan has triple threat as well as rapid fire, and this applies to any tank that you want to put Duncan on. You can. However, for tanks like heavy tanks, Olivia is a heavy tank specific commander, and the list goes on and on. Anthony's a medium tank specified commander. Ducky's for light tanks. At tank destroyers, you have Lisa, and so on and so forth. So yeah, some of the commanders are for specific tanks, and Duncan is, as of right now, the only one that you can use on any of the tank classes, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, but a lot of people were mentioning, and this was a fact, that the commanders were way too strong for what they were. You can see here, Duncan currently has a damage increase of minimum 4% and a maximum of 12%. Before the commanders did get nerfed, yes, they in fact did get nerfed, a lot of them did, so I'll go over all those commander changes, but yes, before this happened, Duncan had a 20% increase in damage for every third shot you fired. Doesn't matter if you penned your shots, it was absolutely ridiculous. And same with the rapid fire. It literally made your intra-clip much better, as well as increasing, obviously, the fire rate. You can see by minimum of 2%, maximum of 6%, which is a lot better than the 10.5% it used to be at. So we're going to go over all of the changes that the commanders did in fact receive. If we move on to Olivia, you can see that Iron Will now will increase the HP by a maximum of 10% when fully upgraded, whereas before it was 20%. So it was a nerf by 50% of its ability. So basically, its ability was you would get more HP with your tank. So that's very good. I honestly, that part of it wasn't the craziest bit. I think Duncan's ability were way stronger in every single way. So it's good that they did nerf the HP because it was too much, especially if you saw gameplay of a mouse with like 3,700 HP. Like, that is stupid. That's going to take you so long to kill a mouse with that much HP. So now that it's only at 10%, it's more balanced for sure. And obviously you can see the Guerrilla Tactics, interesting name right there, increases all accuracy and movement speed for all allies, blah, 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 by 2 to 7%. So that is a big nerf from the previous 14%. So both of these skills got nerfed in half, which is quite insane. So taking a look at Anthony now, you can see One Punch did get nerfed once again, like the other two commanders I just mentioned. Its nerf wasn't as crazy because obviously Anthony wasn't as strong as the others. Definitely Duncan was the most overpowered, I will say that right now. And then following it was probably Olivia, I'm not gonna lie. But this Commander Anthony for medium tanks got a slight nerf from 15% when fully upgraded to 12% on the first skill right here, One Punch, and the movement speed increase did not get nerfed at all. In terms of Ducky here, nothing changed with Ducky. So both of these skills here, you can see Quick Spot and Overload. You can read the descriptions yourself. I don't need to read them out again, but both of those skills did not get changed whatsoever. So if we make our way over to Lisa, you can see, if any of you did in fact see her before the changes, she did actually get buffed, which is kind of strange. I don't think she needed to be buffed, but anyways, I'll tell you what got buffed about her. So her bullseye skill right here, it used to be 20% maximum that you could get for your accuracy after firing 2 damage shots. So right now, the third shell you fire can have up to 75% improved accuracy. Again, on the third shot you fire after you fire 2 shells. That is absolutely insane. I don't know. I'm going to be testing this out a little bit more later, but that sounds crazy. And to make it even more crazy, the skill that improves your camo value did not get nerfed at all. It's still 30% at its maximum, meaning that your TDs are going to be insanely hard to get spotted. So personally for me, I think that should have been nerfed a little bit, but that's maybe just my opinion. I don't know. Oh my god, bro, she's T-posing. What am I looking at right now, bro? Moving on over to Kai. Kai did not get changed at all, so both his skills are still the exact same as what they were. Let's move over to Captain, though. Captain did, in fact, get buffed. His run and gun ability, which used to be increased by only 30% at the maximum, got a 10% increase to 40%. So it improves your accuracy by now 40% when you're fully upgraded while your tank is moving. Now, obviously, this commander is not finished yet. As you can see, it's grayed out along with Kai. So these you cannot test out yet. But that is the buff it got on its run and gun ability, and the encore ability did not get changed whatsoever. So just a bit of a buff to Captain there on his first ability. So yeah, Wargaming did actually nerf and change some of the commanders in the game, that's great, bro. Like, I appreciate that at least from them, because yeah, a lot of these commanders were insanely overpowered, especially Duncan. Very good that Duncan and Olivia got nerfed by half. I think that's going to help out a lot. But the other thing people were really complaining about with these commanders is their overall looks. And I kind of see what they're talking about in some aspects. Because this is a tank game, you would expect tank commanders to look like tank commanders, especially for their basic default variants. So let's say you have your tank commander from WoTP. A lot of them look more realistic in a sense, like they still have a cartoony aspect to them because obviously they're not photorealistic, but it makes more sense in that game. In this game, it doesn't really make sense to have this person as your default tank commander that you instantly unlock. Personally, for me, I don't honestly think, unfortunately, that Wargaming would revert the whole commander system. I do think they're very much open to suggestions, and they will make changes to this 100%. There's no way they're going to leave these in the game with the amount of backlash they're getting in the way they are right now. So here's kind of my proposal to them. Wargaming, if you guys are watching this video, here's kind of my idea about commanders. I think commanders need to look like tank commanders, less cartoony than they are now, for their base variants. So what I mean by that is Anthony here doesn't actually look that bad. Like this, I could totally see being some sort of like military themed skin that is available off the bat. Like Anthony's fine. Another one I think is also fine is Lisa. This is the kind of style I would be expecting from tank commanders. A lot of military kind of gear. That sort of style is what I would expect. I'm not really expecting someone like Olivia to have like this sort of style for her. Like there's nothing, in my opinion, nothing wrong with it, but it shouldn't be the base tank commander look. I think they all should have a similar style to Anthony or Lisa. What should Wargaming do about the more colorful skin options or tank commander options and outfits that they have right here now? What I think they should personally do is add them into events or different ways of getting them separately. So then you can have your base tank commanders for those people who don't want to have flashy, weird looking like colors on their tank commander skins. And then other people who do want more unique tank commanders can have the option to switch them out. Kind of like how, I don't know, Call of Duty, Fortnite, like all these other games that look similar to this sort of design, or Valorant or whatever, that have the skin customization ability. If they're going to go down this route, which it seems like they are, they might as well just go nose in, like full on for it. And that would mean that they could then add stuff like, I don't know, Christmas outfits. You could totally have like a Halloween themed skin for your tank commanders, like all that stuff. Adding that on in events and extra ways in the future to get that sort of thing, I think that would be cool. But as long as the standard tank commanders actually look a little bit more like, I don't know, tank commanders, that would probably be my solution to the problem, without just completely removing commanders altogether. Because in my opinion, I don't think that is going to happen. Let me know in the comments if you like that sort of idea. And honestly, like, change is going to happen in World of Tanks Blitz, regardless of if the players want it or not. That happens in every single game. You see how Fortnite has changed so very much over the past years. Anyone who has followed that game knows the game right now in its current state is completely different than when the game was first released. And that's kind of what Blitz is doing now in a sense. I think if they keep the commanders out of a paywall, out of crates, keep them free to play, and incorporate different options for how they look customization wise in the future, and keep the base skins more so like tank commanders, I think I would be fine with that change personally for me. But again, let me know what you guys think of the commander idea in the comments. What do you guys think would be a good fix for commanders? Because if a lot of you guys are hating on the commanders, kind of propose what you guys think would be a good solution to this issue, because it's a very big issue and it's something every single Blitz player is talking about right now. Some people like the way the commanders look. Some people, most people, I would say, don't like the way they are right now. So since Wargaming has sort of sorted out the balancing factor, and it looks like they are listening in terms of balancing the commanders themselves, I think the next step is to figure out how they best fit the game in terms of their looks, and to just really make sure that they don't go into the store for real money, because that would not be good at all, like I said. Next thing I will bring up is the tank commander sounds. This is another thing that a lot of people are bringing up, and I think I'm fully in agreement with this. The tank commanders sound extremely goofy. I would personally much rather have the original sounding crew voices to my tanks be the voices of the new commanders. I don't think that needed to be changed, and I think currently right now, as you can see, my voice volume is basically at 0. I don't want to hear my tank commanders in game, and I think a lot of people are in the same boat. So Wargaming, if you are seeing this video once again, please, I think a lot of people agree with this. I would love it if you switched back the tank commander voice lines to the original commander voices that are already in Blitz right now, or something of the sort. I just think they're very cringe and childish at the moment. And although it's cool to have change, I don't think the commander voices needed to be changed whatsoever. So there you go, guys. That is Commanders in World of Tanks Blitz. Pretty simple, I will be honest. Like, there is this backstory tab as well, but that's not going to be here, and I don't think anyone's really going to care about the backstory to any of these commanders, if I'm being honest. But I'm not sure why the max level for some of these is like level 50 and others have a max level of 20. That doesn't really make sense to me. I'm sure it's explained somewhere that I just never read or didn't really see. But other than that, and the changes that I have proposed, I think Commanders could be a interesting addition to World of Tanks Blitz. Definitely not the worst thing ever. I think they could work more on the sets, really refining these and making them more streamlined. I think Commanders, if they change the look, change the sound of the voices, and really make sure that they're all balanced and not under a paywall, if those things happen, I think Commanders are a fine addition to the game, but only time will tell. Like every other feature in this build, we will see what kind of feedback Wargaming gets from you, the community, as well as all of the people in the CC program as well. All of us combined as a community need to give our feedback for the proper updates and fixes and changes to happen in this game. So for any of you out there who are not yet subscribed to my channel, as I said at the beginning of this video, please do so. It's a fantastic way to support content like this and stay updated when I post videos on Unreal Engine in the near future. And for all the rest of you guys, I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.